a passage. You're starting a passage, and then you just bring in your punchline or hook. It sounds like that. It looks like that. If you organize that very well, just by the side. So attending school regularly and punctually is essential if children are to make the most of the opportunities available to them. Look at the word most, okay? The law says that parents must ensure that their children regularly attends the school where he or she is registered. Regularly attends the school where he or she is registered. So children must go to school where they are registered. I think that's true. Okay. Do you have, if you have anything against that, I think we should allow ourselves to debate this one so that we can make it a bit interactive. All right. So we can make it a bit interactive. So it's going to be that interactive. So I would probably want our microphone to be on if you can ascertain or assure us that you background noise will not filter in. You're not where noises can be made to disturb us. So please, you can unmute your microphone so that you can get question and answer. You can get the interactions in real time. If you're alone, no distraction, kindly unmute your microphone so that we can get feedback as soon as possible, so that I won't be wasting time to wait for you for network to allow you switch on your microphone. So the law says that parents must ensure that their children regularly attend the school where he or she is registered. So, and it says children must go to a school where they are registered. So it's still the same thing, that you must go to schools where children yes are registered. So I believe we all agree that it is true. It is true, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So number 2, all arrivals after the register as closed are recorded as unauthorized absences. So let's go quickly. Go to that second part. What can you do to help? Make sure your child arrives at school on time. These encourage habits of good timekeeping and lessens any possible classroom disruption. If your child arrives after the register has closed without a good reason, it should be recorded as an authorized absence for that session. So arrivals after the register has closed are recorded as unauthorized absences. So what do we think? False, true, not given? Which one?
True.
Yes, true. I think it's only one person. Could you please unmute your mic? Let's interact together. Okay, if you can. So I think that's true. All right. So then let's quickly move on. If you staffs who think a child is having difficulties at school will contact the parents. Staff who think a child is having difficulties at school will contact the parents. Okay, so let's quickly go. Who think the so let's true. Okay, all right. So so let's quickly go. If your child has to miss school, it is vital that you let the school know why, preferably on the first morning of absence. Your child is having difficulties attending school. Okay, your child's school will have an attendance policy explaining how this should be done. If you know or think that your child is having difficulties attending school, you should contact the school. It's better to do this sooner rather than later, as most problems can be dealt with very quickly. So if you think, if you know or think that your child is having difficulties attending school, you should contact the school. All right, so let's see. Sorry about that. So let's quickly move. If your child is absent at the school, either does not receive an explanation from you or considers the explanation unsatisfactory, it will record your child's absence as unauthorized, that is, as true and safe. Most absences for acceptable reasons will be authorized by your child's school. I think this one is not there. Staff who think a child is having difficulty at school will contact the parents. I think it's not given. Do you agree with me? Because I'm not sure. I'm not sure, because already they've started talking about schools will contact other authorities about children who take frequent unauthorized absences. But here they are talking about if a staff think your child is having difficulty at school, they will contact the parents. And if you look at that, there is no such thing in that paragraph or even in the next one. So it says if you think or know that your child is having, not your child, okay, your child is having difficulty attending school, you should contact the school. So, but they didn't tell us anything about if staff think their child is having difficulty at school. And even it is difficulty at school, not difficulty attending school. So they didn't tell us about difficulty at school. And they didn't tell us about anything. They didn't tell us anything about staff. They didn't tell us about staff. So I think it is not given. Do you agree with me? Does anybody agree with me? Please, I think it is um, um, not given. Why do I think it's not given? Nothing on staff, nothing of having difficulty in school, but think that students are having difficulty attending school. It's not the same thing as having difficulty in school, so that's not given. So let's move on. Schools will contact other authorities about children who take frequent unauthorized absences. Other authorities. So let's see. Let's see where they talk about. Okay, if your child is absent and the school either does not receive an explanation from you or consider the explanation as unsatisfactory, to record your child's absence as unauthorized, that is, as truancy. Most absences for acceptable reason will be authorized by your child's school, sickness, unavoidable medical or dental appointments. If possible, arrange these for other schools or during school holidays, an interview with a prospective employer. So I'm not sure they also mentioned that there will be students will be called, how do you put it now? Schools will contact other authorities about children who take frequent unauthorized absences. They talked about unauthorized absences if the explanation for that absence is not satisfactory, then it will be recorded as truancy or unauthorized absence. But they didn't talk about schools contacting other authorities. So I'm going to say that is not given because it is not in any way indicated or insinuated anywhere that school will contact. Listen, it's the best that there is if you know or think that your child is having the contact in school, you should contact the school. It's better to do sooner rather than later, as most problems can be dealt with very quickly. So your child's school will have attendance policies in how this should be done. So I don't think so far so good. There's any question that talks about children being or other authorities being informed when your child takes frequent unauthorized absences. So let's move on. I hope we all have understand that, and I think it's okay. Do you have any question in that place? Maybe there's a reason you don't get it clearly, you don't understand clearly. Could we please discuss this before we move on? I must say that this is going to last us more than 1 hour. We probably would flow into the next class, but it would be nice for us to have an understanding of how these things work before we move on. So if you have any question or you don't understand how I came about my answer, please let me know so that we can offer a clearer explanation. All right, I'm expecting you can respond by chat or can respond by unmuting your microphone and speaking to me. Okay, if you understand, could you please raise your hand? If you understand what I'm trying to say, raise your hand. Hello. Okay, maybe we should just move on. Let's just move on. So all the apartments to let, you could still interject in whatever way, and let's have your contribution. So all the apartments to let. Now, quickly, let's go here and talk about the answer. The question says the text on page 21 has 7 section A to G, for which apartment are the following statement true? Write the correct answer A to G in boxes 6 to 14 on your answer sheet. You may use any letter more than once. Now, whenever you don't always have this instruction, or whenever you have it, that means there's going to be 1 or 2 that whose answers are there are 2 answers that can be used more than once. So it overlooks a golf course. It has its own parking space. It's in the center of the town. The sea can be seen from it. There's a swimming pool for residents at the apartment complex. It is in a new apartment complex. It is part of an apartment complex with its own supermarket. It has a private outdoor area where you can sit. The owner will organize parking on request. So let's see. Sleeps 2 to 3. One-bedroom apartment with uninterrupted sea views. Let's see. The sea can be seen from it. I think that's number 9. Number 9 is A already. I can see that. Now you can see that because I read through everything, it made it a bit easy for me to quickly spot this thing. It was easy for me to spot my answer because I kind of like scan through all of this. They are quite short sentences. A lot of them are short sentences, and I could just put them in my head. And as soon as there is a question that has to do with it, then I know that it is made for that. So number 9, I think I have A as number 9. So let me see whether I can write these down even here so that we know the ones we have used and the ones that are yet to be used. Number what is now 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 11, okay, to 14, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, so it looks a golf course. It overlooks a golf course. And here, number 9, the scene can be seen from it. So let's go on. It says one-bedroom apartment with uninterrupted sea views. This is a small first-floor apartment in a well-furnished apartment complex containing a range of leisure facilities and a supermarket for residents. Today, mentioned on the edge of the town, but close to cafes and restaurants. On street parking is generally available. So let's quickly see. It overlooks a golf course. They mention, not sure if it. Okay, let's say that it has owns parking space. It says street parking or street parking available. It is in the center of town. I'm sure it says on the edge of the town. So the sea can be seen from it. I think we took that. There is a swimming pool, not mentioned. It is in a new apartment complex, not mentioned. It's a part of an apartment complex with its own supermarket. So it says, okay, let's see. It's a small first-floor apartment in a well-published apartment complex containing a range of leisure facilities and a supermarket for residents. I think we can tentatively go for its own supermarket. 12. A. I'm going for A for 12 too. So I hope you are following me. Please, if you are following me, raise your hand. It seems to me that I'm the only one here. Could you please raise your hand if you are if you are still with me? If you are following, raise your hand. Okay, thank you. Any other person, please raise your hand if you're following me, if you understand what I'm doing, if what I'm doing is not strange, if you are getting it, please raise your hand. Let me know you are there. Mr. Michael, Ms. Nofisat, Ms. Vivian, could you please raise your hand? Let's know. Madam Yemi, raise your hand. Let's know whether you're there and we are together. Time is running out. Okay, at least Mr. Tunde is with me. So, let's just continue. All right. So, please, I'm here for you. If you have any issues as to how I'm handling it and you don't understand, please speak. This is one of the reasons why I prefer one-on-one classes, so that people will not go into their shell, especially extroverts will not go into their shell and would rather keep quiet than talk, would rather waste their money than talk. So please open your mouth, speak if it seems as if I am not hitting the nail on the head or I'm not communicating. All right, so I think 12, we said 9 and 12, we go for B. So let's go on. We go for A, sorry. So sleeps 2 to 4, spacious one bed apartment is in a complex that has only just opened, 5 minutes walk from the sea. Private parking in front of building. Private parking in front of building. That means it has zone parking. It is located in a quiet, unspoiled village with local markets, banks, cafes, and restaurants. There are some fabulous championship golf courses within easy walk distance. So let's see, within easy walk distance. So we have two things that I probably have mentioned. The first one is it has a private parking, its own parking, then golf course level. Let's say it has its own parking. Number seven is B, tentatively. Now, in this question and maybe choosing a thing, sometimes it is not always very perfect or absolute pick your answers from the scratch. Sometimes your answers could be tentative. Once you see a better fit, you just swap and you move on. So here is, where did he mention golf course? It overlooks a golf course. No, this one does not overlook a golf course. He said there's some fabulous championship golf courses within easy walk distance. So this one does not overlook a golf course. Sleeps 2 plus child, 1 bedroom cottage. Child's bed can also be provided. Large terrace with uninterrupted view of the rivers and mountain. Rivers and mountains is not the same thing as sea, so we already chose the one that is for sea. A truly peaceful location in a picturesque village, but less than 10 minutes drive from the coast and all the amenities of the town. Owners live nearby and are happy to help in any way. So let's see. I've not seen anyone here. So let's see. As one public space is in the center of the town. Let's see. Mention town, but let's see. Center is the location in the village. It's a village, not a town. Okay, let's see. Drive from the coast and all the amenities of a town. So not it's okay. There's a for reason it is in a new apartment complex, the part of a complex with its own supermarket. That's a private outdoor area where you can sit. The owners organize parking on request. So I'm not sure they said owners. Okay, will live nearby and are happy to help in any way they can. So let's leave that out. Number C, I'm going to leave that out, but it seems like terrace with uninterrupted views of the rivers and mountains, a very true peaceful location, just village, but less than 10 minutes drive from the coast and all the amenities of the town. Honestly, nearby and are happy to help in any way. So I'm going to leave that out. That means we don't have an answer for it yet. So sleeps 2 to 5, 2-bedroom apartment is in a complex with its own pool and beautiful views of National Park. Okay, a peaceful location just 3 kilometers from the town center, where there are plenty of shops and excellent sports facilities, superb local golf course within easy reach. Okay, so I think that golf course, and we also have own pool, swimming pool. So of the apartments. So it has its own swimming pool, with its own pool and beautiful views of National Park. And it also has a superb local golf course within reach. So pool and golf course. So let's see. Swimming pool for residents, that's 10. 10 is, I should think that's D. Yes, D. 10 is D. And so we're talking about golf course. It overlooks a golf course. This overlook now is issue now. Superb local golf course within easy reach. So let's still hold on. This one is overlooking golf course. It's looking over. Okay, so E, sleeps 2 to 4, modern 1-bedroom, first floor apartment in house, owner's residence on ground floor. The great locations offer easy access to all that this fantastic town has to offer. A few minutes drive from the supermarket, bank, cafes, restaurant. The ferry to the island beach is from 10 meters away. 10 minutes walk from the new shopping center, which has many shops, food hall, cinema, and multi-story car park. So let me see that one. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think so it's G, right? So let's quickly see. We've seen 7. It has some parking space, is in the center of a town. I think 8, center of the town. The sea can be seen from it. There is a swimming pool, like it's in a new apartment complex. In a new apartment complex, I must have jumped that one. It's part of our apartment, which is with Zone Supermarket. I think we've got that one. It has a private outdoor area where you can sit. Private outdoor area. The owners will organize parking on request. So let's quickly move. I think there are some areas where we must have missed out on. Okay, large terrace with uninterrupted views of the river and mountain. So I think I'll go for C, because large terrace seem to be an open place. If I'm not correct, please let me know. 13, large terrace that you can sit. Large terrace with uninterrupted view of. Okay, so that's C. Number C is outdoor area, private outdoor area, number 13. Sit where you can sit, because a terrace, I believe, is an open space where you can sit. And why is it private? Because it's with the apartment. So let's see place where it says it's in a new apartment complex. As in just open 5. Okay, so number B, spacious 1-bedroom apartment in a complex that has only just opened. So I think that is number B, taking us to the new apartment complex. Number 11 is B. Going for number B because it has just opened. Remember, IELTS is big on synonym. It will not tell you that do not give you indicators of what your synonyms. We've said that clues come in as synonyms or as exact words. So you have to be very careful when you're using your clue. So we have number 6, number 8, 14, and 15. So let's go number F. 1-bedroom, first floor apartment, beautifully furnished, offering a high standard of comfort, situated in a beautiful location on the edge of an island village with attractive views of the golf course. So there we go. Attracted views of the golf course. You can imagine they've mentioned golf course in 3 places, but this way it says with attractive views of the golf course. So this one is where they said it overlooks F, and it overlooks number 6. It overlooks F. It overlooks the golf course. So so we have 8 remaining, 8, 14. It is in center of a town. Let's look for it. That's a private outdoor area where you can sit. I already got that for 13. 14 is okay. We just have 14. The owners will organize parking on request. So let's see. So what's number 8 now? It's in the center of the town. Okay. Let's see which one is in the center of the town. 1-bedroom apartment. This is a small first floor containing a range of leisure on the edge of the town, but close to the cafe, on the edge of the town. Center, we're talking about center. Okay, this is 5 minutes walk from the sea, private parking in front